Guys, Deluded Goon and Mr. Sauce on Spill YouTube's in Golo Kante. Different location at the moment. I'm at a sibling's house, so yeah, you gotta make do with what you got. When life gives you lemons, make some lemonade in it. But Arsenal nil, Red Star nil. Let's get into it. Going into the game, there's not really that much to expect. We know he's going to see a heavily rotated side with City on the weekend and with Wenger's policy in regards to the Europa League. And then at centre half, we've seen it a couple of times. It raised some eyebrows, but it is what it is. It's another day in an Arsenal, in the life of an Arsenal fan. Joe Willock came in at central midfield. Macy started in goal. Coughlin and Wilshere, there was a debate in regards to the City game as to whether they would play. I know you've seen my previous vids. Apart from that, there weren't really any eyebrows. Thought Nketiah could get a start off the back of his important goals in the Carling Cup, or whatever they call it now. But other than that, not really any surprises in regards to the lineup. We know what we needed to do. We know in this game we need to learn our lessons from last game. We know the counter-attack was something we needed to look out for. We're going into literally the reverse fixture with the same side. We know if we win, well, things dropping. But anyways, we keep going. But yeah, where was I going before that dropped? Yeah, we know we just needed to simply just win, secure qualification for the next round. Maybe if we do that next couple, I think we've got a game or two left. Don't quote me on that. Let the young players play. So with that being said, first half, let me say first 20, I weren't impressed. I weren't impressed. It was a completely different game to when we played them at their place. It was open. You saw us having a couple chances, not really clear cut. You saw them counter attacking us time and time again. Ninth minute. That being said, Giroud should have done better with a Maitland-Niles cross. But other than that, they were catching us. How many times, again, do you need to get caught 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4? We saw Bayake, I hope I said his name right, the Ghanaian forward, and Savic and all them players. They were going forward in the first game. I think, I don't know, not Savic, but you get the point. They were going forward in the first game. They done the exact same thing this game, and if they had a bit more quality, they would have scored. They would have scored a couple. There was one incident. One of their players got played in, and he took one awful touch. I was thinking your teammate should slap you, because what is that? It's far too open for me as an Arsenal fan, because we're at home. We're at home. We done the business at their place. It took us a while, but we done the business. We're at home. We're meant to make it hostile for this side. We know this side is going to come with a big support. We know how these sort of teams get down when it comes to travelling. So we know a big thing was to strike the fans, get onto their team and just make them not confident, but that wasn't happening. And if you was a Red Star player, you had every belief to think you could score. As don't get me wrong, Arsenal as well, so it was open, but there wasn't quality on either side. Debussy, there was an incident, he cut out one lovely part. One of their players done one lovely low hit drilled ball into the box, and Debussy cut out. I think Debussy was alright today, to be honest with you. But yeah, man, Debussy did that. Not Maitland-Niles. Matt Macy made a couple saves in the first half. Important saves. There was one he tipped onto the crossbar. But they were counter-attacking us time and time again. And these very incidences that I'm talking about, and I'm sure you guys can find several other examples, are the result of us being a counter-attack. There was no real inspiration in midfield. There wasn't no cutting edge in the final third. First off, Wilshere wasn't having his best game. Joe Willock he shows his inexperience at times when he should really play the ball, and a bit of a bit extra quality needed. But he was our most lively player in a sense, because he was getting in the fights, being stuck in the trenches, fighting. Other than that, there weren't really any creativity. I saw Coughlin trying to hit balls and things, but you know he's Coughlin, so you have to take that with a pinch of salt. Man, it's like we purposely don't learn from our mistakes. I'm now thinking the latter stages of the first half. Like, what's going on? Do we not learn from our last mistakes? Do you guys not actually look at team analysis and them things from your last fixtures? Because what is going on? We're getting really lucky. El Nene's also, I don't feel El Nene had his best game, but he also made a couple of important blocks. But other than that, we ain't done nothing in the first half to suggest we should be ahead. On the 44th minute, another counter-attack. Bayake should score. He should score, no doubt about it. He should put that in, and Red Star should walk away with the 3 points at that moment in time in the first half. Maybe that changes the game. But going into halftime, you're thinking, Arsenal, we need to cut several gears. Like, you're still sleeping. You're somewhat... It's an arrogance to a degree, expecting we can just win this. Maybe that's not what you believe, but that's what's shown in the play. Because there's no cutting edge in the final third. Players are not following runners. They're getting balls in behind, the Red Star players. They're finding balls in behind for their runners. I felt sorry for Maitland-Niles and Reece Nelson, because they're not fullbacks. They're doing jobs. They're not fullbacks, so they're going to have natural tendencies to switch off. I think they both play decent given the conditions. But yeah, half-time you're thinking, like, what the hell? Although we've won our couple other games, this is a chance to win our 4th game in a row. cement automatic qualification, like I said, not have to rely on results elsewhere, which I think it now has been confirmed that we're through. And yeah, man, just downright win the game and look forward to City. Bring off some players if you want to bring someone against City. I don't know what Wenger's thinking is. Second half is more of the same. Granted, we wake up, you see a bit more inspiration. Wilshere has joined the party, trying to show Southgate why I in the side. Theo is just Theo. I'm never going to get onto Theo. Theo played dead. You saw it. I'm not going to say anything else. Whether it's the passes, whether it's the shots, whether it's the trying to tell Reece Nelson and Giroud and all these other players what they should be doing. I can't see what Theo Walcott does on a football pitch at the moment at Arsenal, man. Like, maybe Ian Wright was right in that incident. But second half is more of the same. We're piling on the pressure. We're actually starting to dominate the game. We're having more clear-cut chances, but to no avail. Couple chances, Giroud should be finishing his dinner. Couple other players. You saw Reece Nelson prior to, I believe he got subbed at this point. Or was it Joe? One of them got subbed. If it wasn't Reece, I stand corrected. But he was going forward, putting in balls, and I felt sorry for him because there was times you could see he wanted to go forward, but because he's a defender in this game, he had to stay back, and that's credit to him, and that's the intelligence. But we need man to go forward and do things. Second half, like I said, it's more of the same. You watched it. We piled on the pressure, and to no avail, it never happened. They hit us on counters. But to end the game, 64% possession, I believe. Seven shots. 3 on target. That sums up Arsenal. It's not what you do. It's not what you need to do something with possession, man. Like, it's not how much possession you've had. It's what you actually do with it. And we show time and time again, possession might be 9/10 of the law, but it's nothing when you don't do anything with it. 3 shots on target shows a lack of cutting edge, a lack of productivity in the final third. Yes, a lot of these players, the majority of them none of them are gonna play against City, I believe. Maybe a couple, but none of them are really gonna be in contention to feature in City. But it is concerning, regardless. Like I said, we're on the scope of things. It's important we keep a clear head. We've won all the other games. We're still undefeated in Europa League, and we're through, I believe. So yeah, there's not much more to be said. But on a game-by-game basis, and holding people to account, we could do much better today. But on that note, there's not much more to be said, man. Arsenal 0, Red Star 0, Deluded Gunnar, I'm signing out. Get in the comments, do the rest of it. I'm out.